What's up and welcome back to Nap Time Builder, y'all. All right, look, if you watched the last video, we had a major catastrophe with the Jeep, okay? We're taking a break. Oh no, looks weird. Anyways, this video is not about the Jeep. Have you seen the thumbnail? This video is about the kiddos and this and okay? It is like the 19th, I think, of March right now. And my kiddos' birthdays are April the 10th and April the 15th, okay? So, my little man, he'll be 6. He is wild. He likes to climb and all that mess. And little sister likes to try to follow. So, we are trying to build our own Wannabe Ninja Warrior course, not really course I guess, but structure with a lot of different activities on it. I have ordered 2 different packs of stuff. One is the little rock wall grips, and another has a bunch of miscellaneous stuff like a climbing net. One has also a little climbing ladder, has 5 or 6 different little hand rings and bars that you can go from one to the other, all that type of stuff. Even has a swing on it. Don't really need that. I can steal that off the old swing set when we tear it down. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little rock wall up one side, have an opening in the wall, then climb through it, climb down the rock wall on the other side. And the main structure is going to have all these different kinds of, like the net and the stuff like that, the rings and all that mess. I have found a few plans that I liked, but I wanted to change it up a little bit, so that's what I'm doing. I would show you the drawing that I drew, but you know, I mean, it probably only makes sense to me. I don't know. All right, y'all. I told you it was windy out here. I mean, a little ridiculous. But over here on this side of the yard is where we're planning on doing this. The old swing set's over there. After this is done, I'll tear that fence down. Plus, that'll give me some open room to get, you know, vehicles in and out from behind the shop a little easier. You gotta think, you gotta use your noggin, okay? God gave it to you for a reason. But right along in here where we're gonna do it, planning on, it's gonna be like 16 foot long, 8 foot wide. Sounds a little big, I know. But about to do some measuring, break out the paint, measure where I want my holes at, where my, my post at and everything. And then measured a few more times, make sure that's what I want. Then we start digging. Alright, y'all, so I did some rough spots painted on the ground after measuring it out, and I went ahead and just laid these boards out. Basically to just get an idea if I'm anywhere close, but obviously I'm not going to be digging every hole to start with, because even I'm not that confident that everything's going to add up exactly the way I measured to begin with. Alright, y'all, 2 holes dug. I got it standing up, well, it's leaning in there, but it's touching the bottom and leaning. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". I can touch the top probably went about 18 inches deep in the holes. But then you got to think this is just the end. The center and the very end will be the same. But them other 2x4, or them other 4x4 racks on top of this run to the top of the next one and then the top of the next one. So there's another 3.5 inches or so higher that the most of the toys and stuff are going to be. My kids are just going to be 6 and 4 next year in a couple of weeks of their birthday, so this should be fine for a pretty long while. The only thing is now I'm wondering, do I go ahead and set the concrete in that and get it started, or do I go ahead and see what I can do on this next one? Concrete's in, mixed with the water, there's some dirt in on top, packed it around real good, got her stood up. She's pretty level, as long as the wind don't blow her too daggum hard. But it had to blow pretty hard, okay? I packed her in pretty good. Now, I was fixing to get started on assembling this middle one here, but that's the one where I'm planning on having the rock wall up each side. Or is it just one side? What is it? Maybe up each side. I may end up having to get some more hand rock wall things, who knows. But and I'm wanting them to be up, not climb completely over the top of it, I'm wanting them to climb through the wall, okay? So I grabbed these 2x6s and I was gonna line the whole wall and have a hole in the center. But if I did just the center for the hole, like over there, just a box out in the center of it, if I did that, I had to put more posts down through here to hold them boards that would be cut and everything, So what I'm thinking, I don't know, or could I just box it? No, because then it still wouldn't have no center support for those. I don't know. I was thinking about just leaving 2 or 3 runs of the board out. That way they could climb through the wall and back down the other side. I guess I might need to think on it for a few more minutes, huh? Alrighty then. Let me get back with you, okay?
6 hours later.
Alright, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to block this wind with my hand as much as I can. The plan I originally had was to do like just a window frame in the center of it. But like I said, if I did that, for one, I'd need more posts going down, securing the center of them boards and everything, especially the ones that was cut. But also, I have 2 kids. And if both of them are trying to go through the hole up the rock wall at the same doggone time, they're just going to be whining and complaining. Oh, he won't let me go through. Oh, she won't let me go through. Bubba, get out the way. Sissy, get out the way. All that mess. So, I'm just going to have an area all the way across. That way they can both go through same time. All that mess. And also, the picture, or the window frame looking deal, it would have been like 27.5, 28 inches tall. That's 22 inches tall, but they have the whole 8 foot. So they can swing their leg through and all this other mess, So that's what we got. I got that one put together. I just used my post here and my square and all that to make sure where my next 2 holes need to be. I got them marked. About to start digging them, and then hopefully we can get this middle section up here and get a few boards across, tying them 2 together, and get that one concreted in also. So now also on this, I will cut some boards to have a couple runners on the back side of that tying them boards together, I might just do one down the center on the back side of it, just so make sure they're all nice and flush and all that, but it won't be going in the ground like the rest of them will, like the main posts are. So let's dig a couple more holes, and then I'm probably gonna throw them back out or something, trying to lift that thing up to get it in there. Seeing how I put all those 2x4s on it, that was probably not the smartest idea, but it was a good way of making sure those two posts stayed true to what I wanted them to be. So I know, I mean, you win some, you lose some. I'm gonna be hurting tomorrow, okay? So let's get after it. All right, so I just picked the end of this up and was dragging it, pulling it backwards. That way, hopefully I could get it to these holes and push it up and drop it in. Well, you gotta be safe, you know? Even when working alone, sometimes you gotta do sketchy stuff when working alone to get it done. Still need to be safe. Well, I started going back too fast because of the weight pushing on me while I was pulling it. And I fell under that big old thing. And I pushed it up and held it up enough to swing my legs and stuff out from under it. Then I dropped it on the ground. And then I laid on top of it for a few minutes. Unfortunately, apparently the camera was not rolling, was not recording, filming, whatever, was not videoing. So you missed all that. I had a nice little be safe speech. Don't be like me, blah, 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 blah. Hope these kids love me because the stuff you do for these kids, you know. And I got over here to look at it and it wasn't recording, so, you know. You got to remember to hit that button. So now let's see if we can try this again before the pain sets in and get this thing stood up. Oh. All right, y'all, got her in. I've got my ladder. I'm about to throw a couple boards up here, try to get this mug leveled up. Just so y'all know, their swing set is way over yonder, okay? The little triangle piece on the very end comes up, comes across, and attaches to that other part there. I believe I'm going to make that the swing set, like that end over there, the end that comes across and down that has the swings on it. I think once we get done, of course, I'm going to attach it there and have that come out. That way they still got their normal swings if they want to do that too. So that is the game plan. And I'm still ticked at myself for not having it recording while that thing fell on me, because, you know, that was a good one right there. I was going to leave it in there. My goodness, I'm telling you what. Dadgum beginners, you know, these newbies. Greenhorn. Whatever you want to call the newbies, okay? Ain't worth a dime. Always hit the red button, just like y'all should hit that red button that says subscribe, okay? We don't always do, or it ain't always car stuff over here. I do, you know, stuff for the family and around my house too, you know. So hit that subscribe button. Help an old boy out. So I guess let's get up here and throw a couple boards in and try to get this thing as level as possible. All right, so here's what she's looking like. This is the middle, and this is the end, you know, one end. We'll be doing the same thing, 4 crossboards across the top, 3 main beams on the other end, on that end, and then that'll be it for like the main structure and everything. I got like 2 days, I think, until all the little Wannabe Ninja Warrior obstacles, activity things are supposed to be here. And I'm not exactly sure on like the sizes and lengths of the things. So luckily I do have a few extra boards that I'm not going to be using for the main structure. Mostly got a few extra because there's going to be, not on this end, but on the other end it looks just like this. There's going to be one of the climbing nets, and on the other side, and I know it's not wide enough to do the whole end. So then there'll be like, I might put the little climbing ladder over there on the other side or something. And I don't know how far it hangs down, so I don't know if I'll have to like build some kind of like little step or something. So I'm definitely not gonna be able to finish it today. But once the stuff comes in, after I get this main everything up, after the stuff comes in and I can kind of see where I'm gonna put it and see what I'm gonna have to do, see if the kids are gonna be able to reach all of it, whether I have to do a step or not, or whatever. I'll be glad when it comes in. That way I can see how I want to lay everything out. That way it's not all just on top of each other, and they have like some room between stuff. So I'm really curious what the stuff's gonna look like when it comes in. I hope it's good. All right, y'all, it's way too dark to show you anything, but I did get them that end up, post over the top, bringing it all together. Concrete's in the hole, dirt's in the hole. Gonna come back out tomorrow, do a couple more braces here and there, and maybe see about pulling that swing set off of the other playset, the old playset, and seeing about sticking it on the end down there. What's up, y'all? It's been a couple days, and we're back. I got my 2 boxes in, my little rock wall grabber things, and then all the rest of the obstacles. Yesterday, while I wasn't working on that, made the wife a little strawberry bed. Look at this thing. She'll have netting over the top, probably zip tied to the bars. Down in there, she can put her dirt. 2 strawberry plants in each one of those 3 spots. You know, I had to do something with my day, okay? I did not make a video on that. That was very quick and easy, and the only thing I didn't have was the fittings themselves for the PVC. So, yeah, no. Anyways, let's go see what we're gonna need to start placing some of this stuff on our new play set. Alright, y'all, and here we are again. Hopefully I grabbed everything I think I'll need. Oh, by the way, any of y'all that watch the channel regularly, you know the old Dodge ain't been around. It's just been sitting around. Finally got another computer in the other day. Apparently 3rd computer is the charm. This one I got from AutoZone. It was pre-programmed. Stuck it in, plugged it up. Had to jump the truck off because my battery was dead from sitting for so long. But actually had enough juice, fired right up. Been running great ever since yesterday. I let it run for a long time yesterday. Drove it up and down the road. Everything done great. And now we're using her today to tote my tools around the yard, basically. So basically just to get her a little bit more running. But yeah. Apparently AutoZone was the key on ordering the computer for that. So, but today I said I got my 2 boxes of obstacles and stuff in. I am gonna throw in a couple more braces, kind of like these little cross boards. Alright, y'all, so I've been messing around for a little while now, and I got a couple ideas. Alright, so I got the top of my net right here, run across, and this piece of board run through it. Got a couple pre-drilled holes. I'm thinking about putting it up here Down there at the bottom, I'll have to do a board across. That way I can put that other piece through the bottom of it. So have the net here. I debated on having this rope ladder right here. That way they could use it to climb over, or on this side have the little rock wall stuff. And then let me see, how many boards do I got? Well, and then my kids are short, okay? I mean, they're only 5 and 3 right now. They'll be 6 and 4 a couple weeks, but they're not like tall. And these things only hang down so far. But think about having them along here, putting a board across here. That way they can walk across the board and hold on to these. Or I found a few of these in the shop, okay? And thinking about mounting them up here like this. I'll cut them down, obviously, but mount them up here like this, and then I can waller out this last hole just a little bit, because this almost goes through it. I can use like a step bit or something, you know, if I can get that thing. But it almost goes through it, so just a hair more, and I have that hanging off the bottom of it, and I have 2 or 3 bolts up there holding it, hanging down to where they can reach it. Then the taller they get, I can trim my thing down and raise her up. That's the idea. Alrighty, so here we go. We got our net up. Our 2x6 all the way across. Got our smaller board there, ran through the ends of the net, screwed to the 2x6. Didn't need the 2x6 up here, just did it into the 4x4. I do have a problem. My nails are sticking out like crazy. I'm probably just gonna, I got a couple extra boards over there. Probably just gonna cut one down to fit between the 2 4x4s there. Or do we make a step out of that? Maybe do another board on this side and one on top. Not even have to worry about them. I don't know. We'll see. Let me get back to that. But anyways, got the net up. You know, I went and jumped in my old random, I'm a car guy, so I went and jumped in my old random bolt box and got the ladder here wrapped across. It's not tightened down, they're just started on there. But got them holes drilled. And got the little rope ladder there. About to start messing with this monstrosity of rock wall mess. Probably gonna split this in half, put part of them over here, part of them on the other side. So I was gonna do the rock wall next. Wife come out, talk to me for a few minutes, get some ideas. Well, tell her my ideas and show her what I've already done. And I told you I had these pieces of metal here I was gonna hang my pieces down with. By the way, we ain't gotta worry about them screws sticking through, because I ended up making a full step. I put a board on the 2x6 on the other side and ran a board across the top of it. They can use it to sit on and take a break, or they can step up here, and I'm gonna hang these hand holds, these little hoops, 3 of them And then the other two knot grabs down this beam this beam right here. And then, you know, if they get strong enough that they can actually make their way all the way across that and get good enough at it, while hanging from them last ones, they can swing their legs through, sit on the wall, turn around, climb down the other side of the wall. Trying to give options here, you know. And here we are. That is all the time I've got for the day. Use my Sawzall, cut a couple more of them pieces. Yeah, my Sawzall cut a couple more of them pieces. So today we did some more bracing. We did us a little seat slash step slash net holder. So if they got their net, they can climb up and down. They can climb up the net, step over on the step, grab the hooks. If they're strong enough, work their way across. So they got 3 hoops here. And then it goes on to some little knots, handholds. That is pretty much it for this side. Oh, also got their little rope ladder. They can climb over the wall over there if they decide to drop down over here or not do this, you know, not make it all the way across this. They can go with that. Tomorrow, I'll, weather permitting, because it's been sucking here lately, we'll try to get our rock wall knocked out. There's 32 pieces. I'm gonna split them in half, do half on this side, half on this side. It's not like it's a huge wall. And I only have from right here to there. Like I said, not a big wall. We'll get that knocked out tomorrow. And I got 3 more little hanging deals, like little bars or whatever. We can put them randomly on the sides. Something like that. What's up, y'all? It's the next day. Today, I'll be trying to knock out the rock wall, both sides. And then I have those, I believe it was 3 more little hanging bars or whatever. This side is obviously not gonna have as much as that side, but hey, just look at it this way. There's room for improvement. We find something that we, you know, think we might wanna add. Might have a little room for it over here on this side. Also, apparently the plans have changed. I will not be putting that swing set on the end of this. I reckon they're just wanting to keep that too. But we will be moving that over here, because there ain't no point in having one over here and one all the way on the opposite side of the yard. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully we can get the rest of these little obstacles up in place where we want them. And then hopefully tomorrow I can come out, take it all down, and work on painting this thing. But you know, that's gonna be a joy. Yeah. No. All right, let's get to work. Well, y'all, what I was expecting is after that last little clip, let me come over here, bzz, 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 you know, drill out a few holes, throw a few of these in, blank, 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 show you this side of the wall, then just jump over, finish the other side, and go on to my hanging things. Well, I don't know exactly what time it is. I'm pretty sure I've been out here for like an hour and a half drilling holes. And you know, I use 2x6s, so claims 2 inches. They're 1.5 inches, okay? They want you put these little washers on these little Allen head bolts here. But you know, it's just taking away more. I mean, I understand the hold down and everything, but it's taking away some of your threads for one. See, threads just got shorter. Then you slide them through that hole there. That is ridiculously thick. Look how thick that plastic is. So it takes away a good bit more. And then you got, if you're lucky, an inch to come out the other side. And now they got these that you hammer in the back side of the hole. But you're not gonna get them as flush just hammering them in as you will after, as they will be after you like tighten it down and everything. So I'm having to run through, drill my holes, hammering things in the back. Sorry, I'm trying to measure the backside thing here, if I can. Probably not one-handed, okay. Well, that shows about a 1/2 inch. But still, that's, if you're lucky, an inch of threads coming through the back of the hand grip, foot grip, whatever. And then on top of that, that's a 1/2 inch. So you're at the bare minimum. Now you need more than that to get a couple threads in. That way then you can tighten the thing down. So I'm having to go through with a step bit, is how I've got some of these. Without the bolt in these while holding them. Use that step bit on the inside there to thin out that plastic just a little bit to hopefully give me a little bit of room to get a few threads started. That way I can tighten these mugs down. What I should have done, I mean, I got scrap wood laying around. What I should have done, cut little strips, screwed them mugs on here. I'd have been done with this yesterday. Because this right here costed money, and then I'm having to screw it up just to get it to work. So, I mean, it ain't like they would take them back after I've already wallered a couple holes out, you know. So, you know, it's ridiculous. And I got some carpenter bees flying around that ain't liking me too well. Ain't been here for a couple days, and them mugs already trying to take over. But anyways, that's what I got going on. How you doing today? I'm a little frustrated. Hot. I'm irritated. And I didn't sleep but about 4 hours. Which is about normal, but it wasn't a good 4 hours today. So it just ain't starting off good. Hopefully work tonight goes better. Alright, y'all, look. I took off the rock wall pieces that I had. It just wasn't working out for me. I did look up where I ordered them on Amazon, and I did look up and finally look at the description, and it does say deep down in the description that they're made to go on at max 1.25 inches thick wall. These are 2x boards, so they're 1.5 inches, you know. So look at the description, y'all. Look at the description. You know, it's what I get for assuming. You know what they say about assuming. But anyways, took that off. I'm just gonna cut up some pieces of board, screw them on the wall. They can climb that. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. And then I told you that we wasn't stealing the swing set part off of the swing set over there and attaching it to this. When I get that moved over here, I believe I'm gonna take some thick plywood and paint it, put the rock wall on it, and have it going up the sides. My little man already climbs to that swing set like an ape anyways, so I might as well put part of the rock wall on one side of it, and on the other side put the rest of it. So I mean, it'll get used. They act like wild heathens, so I'm gonna give them a safer way of climbing it if they're gonna climb it anyways. So alright, got my scrap wood over here. I'm gonna cut off chunks. They ain't gotta be perfect. All them rock wall pieces with different shapes. Why can't my pieces of wood be different shapes? So that's what we're doing. Pretty simple. Cut small pieces, drill some pilot holes, throw in some screws. Pretty simple. I'd have been done a long time ago if I'd have just done it to begin with, and saved about $50 too. So let's do that. Alright, wind's blowing like crazy, but this is what my rock wall on this side's looking like. Bunch of options. I got a bunch of smaller ones over there, that way it'd be a little bit harder, and this side's a little bit easier. Alright, y'all, this wind is ridiculous. We're supposed to have some storms come through tonight, so sorry if you cannot hear me, okay? Or if you don't want to hear me, then I'm not sorry. But just got done with our wall. I told you I was taking down them others and just doing some wood ones. Man, that wind's rough. But finally got it finished up. She's all the way over to the ladder. I got the whole wall they can climb over. Got the whole wall they can climb down. Got a normal swing here. A little bit higher handboard here. A little bit lower. And then a little bit different one right here. Along with all their rings and hand grabs. Whatever, I don't know. Knot grabs. I don't know what you call that crap. But then they're down. Man, this wind is rough. All she needs now is 90% of this taken off and painted, but as you can see, this wind's ridiculous. Well, y'all, we done for the day, okay? We got the rest of our stuff hung and mounted where we want to on our new play set, and then we got our old play set moved over here. I'm so sorry about that wind. I know it is terrible, okay? But got our old play set moved over here, anchored down and all that good stuff. You know, this thing is rough looking. See all this chalk? Abby, she loves chalk, as you can tell. But nowadays when I look at this and it's covered in chalk like this, y'all ever remember that cartoon Recess? And like the little kindergartners or whatever, I think it was the wild ones, and they had that play set and everything. They was just all the time acting crazy, and it looked wild as crap over there. It looked like it was a tribe of wild Indians or whatever they was trying to look like. That's what this reminds me of, okay? But hopefully tomorrow everything's not too wet. All right, y'all, another daggum windy day. It's calmed down for a minute, so let's get this over with. As I showed you the other day, we finally got that place that knocked out, and I was waiting on some halfway decent weather so I could paint the thing, because it rained like the day after I finished putting it together. But just got her painted. Boy, you can't even, oh, there she is. We went with a gloss black. I think it turned out pretty daggum good. Like we said before, got your little climbing net here. You can climb up the net, step over, get on your rings, swing like a daggum monkey through here. If you're good enough, make it all the way to the wall. You could swing your legs through the wall and go down, because there's rock wall on the other side. Or if you can't make it across through here, you can drop down, go climb the wall, climb over. If you don't want to do the rock wall, you can come over here and take the rope ladder over. Rock wall all on the other side. Then you get over here, we got one regular swing. We got one little higher up handbar, one a little bit longer one, and then this handbar also has some hand grips on it. And we also went ahead and brought over the daggum crazy looking one that they've colored all up. But that's what she looks like, y'all. Just got done painting it just a few minutes ago and putting all the stuff on it. they spoilt kids better love this thing, okay? This is a birthday present for both of them. So, pretty happy with the way it turned out. So, that's it. Look, we got wood over there. Gotta build something else. Might be for some chickens instead of some kids on that one, okay? Anyways, thanks for watching Nap Time Builder. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. You know, hit that little bell. That way you get notified. We'll see y'all on the next one.